Everyone, good evening. Okay, before everyone is joining, let's do a quick round of introduction. Um, so let's do one thing like your name and if you're working somewhere, where you're working and what kind of experience you have. And also, very importantly, you also need to cover one more point. Why do you want to learn Power BI? Okay. Yeah, please go ahead. Your name if you're working somewhere, where you're working, and why do you want to learn Power BI? Yeah, online participants, please go ahead. Yeah.
Hi everyone, very good evening. My name is Sagar. I'm working in Marriott last of 13 years. So I'm enrolling in Power BI to enhance my data visualization and business intelligence skills. So I have attended the Excel, SQL, and then now in Power BI.
Okay, fine, then thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, who else is there?
Hello, my name is Padma Shri. I am currently working on SQL, and for developing. We are using Power BI paginated reports in our project. For support, we are doing for Power BI. So I want to learn Power BI so that it might help me to get into another development project.
Yep, thanks for that. Okay, anyone else?
I am working into digital marketing and I joined this course to explore digital analytics skills. I am new to Power BI. I want to explore how it will be helpful for my career or into an analytics side.
Okay, thank you. Okay, maybe one or two more. Okay, fine then, no problem. So let me just introduce about ourselves. We are from Team Excelytics, and it's been 11 plus years we are into this reporting and analytics training programs. We deal with right from Excel, SQL, Power BI, macros, so many other training programs. So that is the one currently you're looking at on the screen. What we believe is that data analytics is universal. You go pick up any company, any domain, data is there, and as long as data is there, analytics are there, right? We want to analyze the data using different tools like be it Excel or Power BI, or Tableau or ClickSense or ClickView. Different tools are there. So we offer a good number of data analytics tools, and along with that, we also have the certifications like Microsoft Excel certification, or all the Microsoft certifications, I can say. We have MO 201, which is Excel expert certification, MO 200 Excel specialist certification, Word specialist certification, expert certification. Along with that, we also have this PL 300 series, PL series exams, like PL 300 is for Power BI certification, PL 900 certification, right? So different types of certifications, and we also do a lot of consulting work, building the reports, or building, different kind of automation programs for different companies. So that's what we are currently doing. And coming to this training, I'm going to handle this particular batch, and I'm Kishore, and it's been like 17 plus years I've been into this reporting analytics, people management, process automation, and different things like that. So coming to my certifications, I'm a MCT Microsoft Certified Trainer. I'm MCP Microsoft Certified Professional. I'm Deloitte Faculty Excellence Certified. I'm a PL 300 Certified. Of course, the PL 900 certification is missing there. So recently completed that as well. So the other thing, I always mention this point, like you have for each and every Microsoft product, you have a certification. Most of the people are not aware, but you can actually go for the certification so that, you will earn badges, right? So I work with different tools, like right from Excel, SQL, VBA macros, Power BI, Power Apps. Power Apps, again, we have Power Automate, Power Pages, Virtual Boards, Power Apps, Power, BI, all these things are part of Power Platform. We have, different tools in the market. So Microsoft tools are the ones, they're like quite easy to learn and implement, okay? So I worked with different domains. I worked with US healthcare, revenue cycle management, ID assets analytics, contact center analytics, financial data analysis, right? So different things and different technologies I worked with. Yeah, that's my skill graph that you are currently seeing on the screen. Maybe looking at, all these programming languages or, databases and different things. Don't think that I'm from technology background. I'm from a BCom MBA finance background. Currently working with Team Excelytics. Earlier I was with Quadratics, I was with Deloitte, I was with United Health Group, and that's a long journey in my corporate life. And now I'm currently working as a consultant for different companies and designing their L&D and other programs for them. Yeah, that's briefly about me. Yeah. So coming to this training program, I'll just take you through the course outline first. Okay, why Power BI and why do we need to learn? What all things are covered in this? Just a second on this one. Yeah. Right, here we go. So we start with the basics of Power BI. So right from the scratch, what is business intelligence? Okay. So we have a couple of presentations, of course, little theory, and we need to go through that first. And what is Power BI? What is the history of business intelligence? What are the components? What are the building blocks in Power BI? So if you want to create a sample report, how quickly you can create it? Probably you would have seen this, I always mention this, hey, create a Power BI report just in 2 minutes. Yeah, today I'll show you how to create a Power BI report in just in 2 minutes, but that is only possible if your data is clean, well structured, and you have an idea what is that you are going to create, right? So when you have that kind of an idea, then it is easy for you to create any kind of a report just in 2 minutes. But usually in the real time, that is not possible because the data, whatever we get, that may not be in the right format. right? We need to do a lot of data transformation first. We need to use so many functions. We need to do a lot of cleanup activity on the data. The data may be coming from different sources. Sometimes you get from a SQL table. Sometimes you get it from a CSV file. Sometimes it may be coming from a web page. So multiple things are there. So considering all these things, working with a lot of data transformation steps, and finally, you need to load the data into the model and then create the report. So people usually think like, right, working with Power BI is easy. Yes, it is easy if you have a well-structured data, right? But that is not possible to expect in the real time, okay? So you have like a lot of challenges in the real-time data sets, and we'll talk about a good number of examples, okay? So we'll show you how to create a quick report today, within no time. It's like 1 minute, 2 minutes, you can create a report. Yeah, but as I said, that's not possible because the real-time data set, the data sets always come with different challenges. So for that reason, as soon as you get the data, we talk about the data transformation using Power Query. So the Power Query is a language that is available to perform the data transformations at the report level. Okay, so learning Power Query is easy. It uses a language, but you don't need to worry about learning a language. It's like easy, simple steps. Okay. You just need to drag and drop or kind of perform the steps. That's it. It will create the query for you. So it is our ETL tool, you can say, ETL extract, transform, load. Okay. So using the Power Query, we do a lot of data transformation and we have a good number of steps there, right? So many features are there. We'll be using all those different features in the real time. Whatever the data, irrespective of its shape, we try to get that into the right shape. Okay, so there are different steps available. We'll talk about one by one. Once the data is ready, then the next thing is creating the data models, right? So how to create the data models? What is the model designing? Like what is a star schema design? What is a snowflake schema design? We'll once again talk about the SQL concepts here. And yeah, one more thing, if someone directly joined Power BI, you don't need to worry because a couple of days I'll be talking about tomorrow and next day. I'll be talking about SQL fundamentals once again. The reason being SQL is kind of needed to learn Power BI. Okay, so in order to build the data models, better data models, you need to have some idea about what is the primary key, foreign key, how the keys can be connected, why do we do the data normalization, what is the data denormalization process. Someone who is coming from SQL background, they understand all this terminology. But the one who directly joined Power BI, you don't need to worry, absolutely, because I'll be repeating these points, okay? Most of you are coming from the SQL background here because someone who completed SQL recently in our batch, you are like continuing to the Power BI. So you don't have an issue, but someone directly joined Power BI, you don't need to worry. I'll be covering SQL fundamentals once again. And it is more like a refresher for you, someone who completed the SQL batch, okay? Fine then. So in order to build the models, we need to understand the keys. What is a primary key? What is a foreign key? And how the keys can be joined together, how the relationships are created, and how the schema designs work. Okay, we'll talk about all those things. A good number of things are there in the data modeling as well. Once the models are ready, then you can start creating the visuals. Different tables are connected using the keys, and you can design very, very powerful visuals using Power BI. All of them are like interactive visuals. I'll show you one example today. You can click on any visual to go to a kind of a drill down you can perform. You can see, you can get more insights from the data just by doing the drill downs and all. So I'll show you that. Not only that, Power BI supports custom visuals. Custom visuals are something like you can download very, very interesting visuals. I'll show you a couple of visuals today, how you can download. But for all these things, you need to have a little bit of setup in your computer. So we'll talk about how to install and how to create your Power BI service account and everything. Okay. So once the visuals are ready, your business may not be happy with the standard visuals and custom visuals. You will have to do one more thing. Okay, your business should be able to filter the data just by showing the data. Whatever the way you want to show it to the management, they may not be so happy. What is it you need to do? You need to enable them to apply the filters. Let's say I want to see a particular region sales, or I want to see headcount in a particular country. So the management people should be able to filter those things. So how to filter that? So for that reason, we have the slicing and dicing options there. How to apply the filters, how to drill down, how to drill up. So many things are there, right? Even after giving these kind of functionality, management may not be so happy. Why? Because they want to draw the insights with the help of very powerful formulas. In Excel also, you may be able to create so many pivot tables and things like that. But when they want to see a particular metric or a KPI, a key performance indicator, they will depend on some kind of a formula to be written there, right? So as a report developer or a dashboard developer, we write those formulas in Excel also. In Power BI also, we have certain formulas called DAX formulas. Okay, or DAX functions, you can call them DAX, DAX, data analysis expression. So in this, we'll talk about a good number of functions and how to write them, how to use them in different use cases, right? We'll be talking about all those things, the DAX operators and DAX functions. Like Excel also, we have the logical functions, text function, datetime function, mathematical statistical functions. Similarly, we have them in the DAX functions also. Once we write all these DAX functions, your powerful reports are ready with all the required insights. Then what is it we need to do? We need to make it available for others to view the reports or do the modifications to the report. Depends on their role, okay? We'll be talking about Power BI service concepts here. In the Power BI service concepts, we learn how to publish the report, how to make it available for others to read it, and how to make others to modify that or perform the customizations on the report. We'll be talking about all those things. And we also have something called RLS, row level security. If you want to build a report and you want to show it to others, something like this. Let me give you a simple example here. Right, I have a report here. Okay, Excel output. This has 5 regions data. Okay, and you want to share this 5 regions data with their respective region managers. Okay, nothing but central manager, who is that? Chris, right? So Chris should be able to see only central data. Okay, shouldn't be able to see the other 4 regions data. What is it we usually do? We go to the data. For Chris, we just keep only Chris data and we delete other regions data and we save it as central report and share it with Chris. Because you don't want Chris to view that data, right? So you may get an idea like, can I apply some filter and all? Okay, you can apply the filter, no doubt. But, someone who is good with Excel, that person can simply remove the filter and see the rest of the regions data also. So what is recommended? Delete the other regions data and you need to create individual region reports. So nothing but you will end up creating 5 different reports for 5 regional managers. But a CEO wants a full report, then you need to have a 6th version of the report that consists of all the regions data. So for every time you need to create 6 different reports. One is a consolidated report for the CEO and individual region-wise report for the regional managers. And it will, increase the maintenance activity also every time. And sometimes, okay, tell me this. Is there any possibility that you create a report for central, but you send it to Sam? Possible? While attaching a wrong file. Is it possible? Maybe, yeah, in that work hurry, what is that? Just type, what is that? Sam's email address, but you may attach central's data. You see that? So many issues. So to avoid these kind of things, what is it we have? We have something called RLS, row level security. Okay, so using this, the interesting thing is that the report will be published. How many? Only one. Only one report will be published. Okay, but the same report, when someone logs in as central manager, it filters only central data and shows only central data to the central manager. When a CEO logs in, shows the consolidated data. You see that? So that is how we configure. So both we have like static RLS and dynamic RLS. So this course covers both the Power BI desktop development plus Power BI service. Nothing but how to manage these reports and all online, right? Using Power BI service. So both the modules will be covered in this training program. Okay. This is going to take a good 1 month's time. Basically, excluding the weekends, maybe somewhere around 21 to 22, 23 days, depends on the number of questions that we get, right? I'll be giving you the small practicals also, you'll have to complete them, right, before attending the next session, right? Towards the end, I'll also talk about PL300 Power BI certification details as well. You all can go for the Power BI certification as well, okay? But yeah, you will have to buy the voucher from online from the Microsoft website. I'll show you, I'll guide you how you can go for it, and you can take the exam online, or otherwise you can reach out to the front office. They will schedule the exam for you. So certain registration to be done, and if you require any kind of help, you can reach out to the front office so that they can guide you and you can write an online exam. Okay, so that certification is globally valid certification. So after this training program, you will be able to easily clear that. Okay, a good number of concepts are there. So if needed, there is a separate material for it, but we usually share that material only for the ones who are going for the certification, because there are a few questions. From the certification standpoint, you will have to go through those questions. Okay, so if anyone is interested for the certification after this course, you just reach out to the front office for the material and they will share that. But a good number of concepts, whatever is needed for the certification, I'll be covering that. And if a question is there, if a topic that comes as a question, I'll definitely mention that during the training program. And this is one of those topics in the certification. I'll just mention that. If you want to make a note, you can make a note. Okay. So this entire training program, as I mentioned, it is a weekday training program, Monday to Friday, evening time, 6:30 to 8 o'clock, but we start around 6:35, 6:40 around. Okay, so that everyone will be able to settle down, and by 6:40 around we'll be starting the sessions. Right. Okay, so I've explained the course contents. And also I mentioned, no need to worry if someone directly joined Power BI, because tomorrow and day after, I'll take you through SQL concepts only, because SQL is very much important. Someone who completed SQL, I think I asked you to complete the Hacker Rank certification. Yes. Anyone in this group completed Hacker Rank certification already? On SQL, I asked you to complete 2 certifications, at least the basic one and intermediate one. Anyone here completed?
Hello, sir. Can we speak here for a moment?
Yes, please.
Hacker rank certification, will it help us? I'm ready to do it. Should we pay for it, and is it helpful
No.
for us
Hacker Rank is a free
just
one.
to test our level?
Correct. That's it. It's a free certification.
Okay.
But only one thing is that the questions are really dynamic there. So that's the reason I suggest the students who completed SQL sessions with us, I request them to go for it. Okay. But of course, it is kind of okay, but not like a Microsoft official certification.
Okay.
Because it gives us some idea, like where our students stand. So that's the reason I usually request them to complete the certification.
Okay, thank you.
But it's a free certification.
Yes,
right?
okay, sir.
Earlier, we used to have certification from Microsoft.
Yeah.
But recently, not recently, like 2 years ago, they've stopped it, and we were waiting for it, but no update so far. So that's the reason for now, you all can go for Hacker Rank certification.
Okay.
3 levels are there, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. At least try to complete the first.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so 2 questions were asked. Very simple, easy certification only. Only thing, when you go for the advanced one, the questions are like little tricky. Yeah. Each examination, you get only two questions. That's it. Yes. Right? The time was about 25 minutes. Yeah. Someone who is good with SQL, I don't think they require actually 25 minutes. Just read the question and just start writing it. And you can also check whether that answer is correct or not by simply executing the code, right? Yes. Yeah. Okay, cool then. So others, the ones who completed SQL with us, requesting you to just complete. Okay, those 2 certification exams. Yeah. Coming to data analysis. Why data analysis? And we know this way, it's very, very important, right? Companies have a lot of data these days. Yes. So what is it they want to do? They want to analyze, they want to understand what's happening, right? So it's really important for the business to take the decisions, right? Yes. So yeah, so many things are there. Of course, theoretically, it can say 100 different things, but understand that you have some data. If you just simply store it somewhere, it's not going to help your business. You need to analyze it, understand what's happening, and based on that, take decisions, right? It's as simple as that. So types of the data analytics, we have descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, predictive analytics, and prescriptive analytics. What is descriptive analytics? Descriptive analytics are the ones, they help us to understand what's going on in the business, what happened or what's happening currently. Okay. So for this, we just need some, little bit of historical data. That's it. Using that, you can easily say what's happening in the business. And if you look at the value it adds and the complexity it has, value it adds is less and the complexity is also less. Why? Because it is something like, okay, you have your data, you just want to analyze and what's happening there, and you just want to let the business know, right? Let's say your sales went high. Okay, this is what you can easily say, right? You just simply write a couple of formulas there and you can find out like how the sales are. Okay, sales went high. The next one is diagnostic analytics. Why it happened or why is it happening? Okay, sales went high, great, but why? Right? So when you want to do the drill down analysis and all, we get into the diagnostic analytics, and this is where you observe here the value it adds and the complexity it has. It's more, a little more comparatively, compared to the descriptive analytics. More value and more complex, right? These two go hand in hand, something like this. If you can find out what's happening, you can also find out why is it happening. But the third one and fourth one, predictive analytics and prescriptive analytics. Predictive analytics is about what's likely to happen, right? What's likely to happen in the next 6 months, right? So looking at your historical data for the last 5-6 years or 10 years, you can easily figure that out, like what's likely to happen in the next 5 months or 6 months. That is predictive analytics. For this one, you need to have a lot of data, okay, data knowledge, and as well as the domain understanding, okay, and market, the other factors that affect your market or your business, right? A number of things, right? It's not that easy. You will have to use a lot of statistical models and all to find out what's likely to happen. If you can find out what's likely to happen, the next one is prescriptive analytics, and this will help you to understand like what is it I need to do now. Let's say a simple example could be, let's say you're into, what is that? AC manufacturing, okay? And next year, the temperatures are going to be increased by, let's say 4 degrees or 5 degrees, and 4 degrees, 5 degrees, heat, if it is going to, the temperature is going to increase, then definitely most probably the people try to buy more ACs. So if you are an AC manufacturer, then if you want to take the advantage of that particular situation, what is it you need to do? You need to produce more ACs by, estimating that demand, right? So just by producing more ACs, is that okay? Just because your data is showing a few numbers like this, you will also have to consider so many other things also. What is the purchasing power of the people, right? You need to consider that also. Let's say recession is going on, people losing the jobs, and no money is circulated in the market. Then you need to think about this decision of increasing your manufacturing, right? Yes. So a number of other things also. What's likely to happen is one challenging thing, and basis on that, you need to find out what is it you need to do. See, these two things will come with some practice. In that being in that business for a good number of years, then only you will understand this. But the first two from this training program, you all can easily learn, because we'll be talking about some sample data sets, and there we'll find out what's happening and why is it happening. What's likely to happen and what is it you need to do, that will take some time. For anyone, you need to have some good domain knowledge also for that, right? But yes, that is where more value and they are more complex. Yes. Okay. So let us focus on the first two. We all can easily do this using Power BI. Okay, this can be used for the other two also, but at this point, we'll be focusing only on the first two. Right. Two, in order to do that, what's happening and why is it happening? Data visualization, right? Using Power BI kind of a tool, we do a lot of data visualization. And can you tell me why the data visualization is important? Anyone?
Understanding purposes.
For understanding, okay. Can't we understand it if it is simply some data? Can't we?
No, I think because in a visual representation, we can clearly see the results and trends, how the values are working.
Okay.
Data looks attractive and maybe
Okay,
presentable.
Okay, so just for making it look little attractive, that's the reason we visualize it, or any other?
At a very glance, we get an idea of what is going on at the very glance.
For decision making.
By looking numbers, it's hard to identify what the things are going in the business. But if we take a visual representation like graphs, bar charts, or anything else, we can clearly see the business trends.
Yeah, absolutely right. So let's do one thing. I'll just quickly show you one example here. And the ones who completed Excel sessions with us don't answer this.
Yes.
Because you know the answer already. Okay. So let's take a look at this particular data set. Okay. If I ask you, if I show something like this, okay, tell me what's happening in your business. How are the profits doing? Actually, you can't say anything there, right? Because you have like what? Thousands of rows, a good 8,000 rows are there, right? 8,400, excluding the header, 8,399 rows are there. And if I ask you, okay, are your profits doing okay? Yeah, 15, what is it? 15 lakh 21,768. It looks to be fine. Are we doing fine? Not sure exactly, just by looking at the total profit, you cannot say that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so here we go. Let's do one thing. Looking at a good number of records, can you say that your business is doing good?
No.
No. Looking at 15 lakhs profit, can you say that your business is doing good?
No.
That is also no. What if your target is 15 crore, but if your profit is just only around what, 15 lakh? It doesn't make sense. You see that? There are certain, like, we need to do comparisons with our targets, the estimated values, our budgeted values, and, the actual values and all. So basis on that, we say like, are we doing well or not? But a few simple questions also come. Like, okay, how are we doing in terms of our regions and their total profit, right? How are our total profits by the region, right? So if a question comes something like this, you can obviously create what? To summarize the data, you know that, right? In Excel, we use pivot table. In Power BI also, we have something called Power Pivot. For the data modeling purpose, the concept what we use is a power pivoting only, right? So I'll talk about that in detail, but all of you are comfortable with Excel, right? I'm just showing a simple, pivot example there. So I would just want to show the region name and what is that? Profit, right? And you know this very well. Profit is a measure, right? Someone who completed Excel, you know this very well. Profit is a measure, and yeah, let me just remove the formatting there, right? And region name is a dimension, and we simply drag and drop, right? So whatever the raw data that we have here, right? Whatever the raw data that we have here, we are able to quickly summarize the data into a pivot table like this.
Yes.
Right. So here's the one. Someone who completed the Excel sessions with us, don't answer this. Okay, this is for others. Take a look at this and answer this. I'll give you only 5 seconds time. Answer this. Which region has the least profit? Time started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Online participants, what did you find out?
Central.
Central. Okay. Central is the one. Okay. Fine then. So who is the central manager?
Chris.
Chris, yeah. So we simply write an email to Chris. Hi, Chris, you are fired. Yeah, because Chris is not doing well. That is what our summary is showing, right?
Yes.
But yes, let's do one thing. Let's do a quick addition to that pivot table. There is something called pivot chart. What is a pivot chart? We can attach a chart to it. How do we create that? Keep the cursor there on the pivot table, go to insert, and you can pick up any of the charts to visualize the same data. And this time I'll give you only 2 seconds. Which region has the least profit? 1, 2. Which one?
South.
Right. Why South? Okay. A simple example that I always use. You see that? Why you felt the central has the least? Because you are only looking at the length of the number.
Yeah.
This is 287,000 and this is 231,000. 87 is more than 31, right?
Yes.
But looking at the length, you took a wrong decision. It's quite, possible in the real time if someone is looking at a table like this or a summary like this, they will be confused, definitely. So that's the reason what is that we prefer? We prefer turning that summary into a visual. This is scientifically proven also. Human mind reads and understands the pictures and colors better than the numbers and tables, right? So that is the advantage of data visualization. right? I can present the same thing like a summary like this, but when I visualize this, people can easily read it and quickly take the right decisions, right? Yeah. So how about the job opportunities? Another question. Okay. So there are like good number of jobs, no doubt about this, and you can just search here Power BI jobs in only Hyderabad. I'm searching like worldwide. There may be a good number of positions. Let's see the Power BI jobs here. Senior developer per Excel. Right. This is why I always say people usually get confused also. What is the role here? Power BI developer, right? You may be expecting only Power BI is enough to crack this role, right? But no, wait. Power BI is not enough. What else is asked here? You see that SQL queries, right? SQL queries, optimize SQL queries, SQL, Power Platform, right? The role is Power BI developer, right? Senior Power BI developer, right? Why is it asking for SQL? Understand that in the real time, most of the cases, you will have to get the data from a database. It could be any RDBMS, be it MySQL or Oracle or SQL server. It could be any kind of a server available. There are databases, and you should be able to write the queries to retrieve the data, right? For that purpose, you definitely need SQL, right? In few cases, you may be seeing advanced Excel knowledge also, right? Of course, in this one, I don't think they mentioned, but experience in coding Python, yeah. You see that Microsoft Certified Data Analyst Associate. You know what is this certification? This is a PL300 certification only, right? And you also have other certifications there. They mentioned 5 to 7 years of experience. Okay, let's see the DuPont one also. So they are looking for, you see that VBA, Power Query, Power BI, Python, all of them. Power BI specialist, DAX, this is what? SQL Server. You see this?
Yes.
Excel, right? Qualifications they mentioned, SQL is needed. Yeah, you also have SSIS integration services, SSRS reporting services, SQL Server integration services, SQL Server reporting services, right? Someone who has some idea about ETL. This is what we are talking about in Power Query. We'll talk about how to perform a report level ETL, right? You can randomly open any of those things. Let's see any other big company, S&P Global. Let's see what is that they are looking for, right? You see that ETL, Power BI desktop, DAX is needed, Power Query is needed, right? Looks like they did not properly format this. SQL is needed, right? What else? Let's see any other big company, Deloitte. Let's see this. Consultant Power BI. What is it they are looking for again? SQL, right? Azure SQL, be it Azure SQL or any on-prem SQL is fine. You see that VLOOKUP. So someone who is like a consultant Power BI is also, they mentioned clearly VLOOKUP. So understand that Excel is needed. They are also looking for PL300. DA100 is no more in the market. So it's been like stopped by Microsoft. Now the same thing has been replaced by PL300. Okay. So there is a DB200 and other couple of Azure Fundamentals 900, right? You see, you take any kind of a role. This is most commonly asked combination, okay? So you'll have to have some Excel knowledge, SQL knowledge, and then Power BI. And if you have the certifications, great. You saw that, right? A good number of job descriptions, they are asking for the Microsoft certifications also, right? Fine then. So you can go through this. You can randomly open any of those things. I'm also just randomly opening all these things and finding out the most common things there. Okay. So you may get a question there, like each and every job, do I need to learn all these things? Not necessary. There are certain things like Excel, SQL, Power BI is like a mandatory thing. But if you have some idea about Azure or any other kind of thing, that's great. Okay. It's good to have, right? It adds more value. And along with that certifications, if you can complete, yes, definitely your resume will have more value. Right? Good number of job opportunities, and packages wise also we are doing really well, right? In terms of the packages, data analysts get around on an average, it's like a good 5 lakh around, okay, average, right? There are positions open like a 3.64, 7 also, okay? So someone who is good with Power BI with all these things, getting a 7 is also possible, okay, 7.5. So what are the most common skill set that are needed for a data analyst? Okay, so SQL Server, definitely any RDBMS is needed. Microsoft Excel is needed. Statistics, querying, Power BI, dashboarding, and Python. These days, yes, a few companies are looking for Python coding skill also. So that's the reason we have included in our Analytics Power Pack program, we have included Python as well. right? Someone is interested in order to do the coding-based analytics and all, yes. You require some knowledge of programming language, okay? Right. So, by the way, this is from Glassdoor. You would have probably heard this one. So they do a lot of research on different companies and their reviews, and they give the ratings to the companies, and they also show different profiles and how the packages are, right? So you can also go through that, especially when it comes to the negotiations with HR. You cannot randomly ask, okay, I want 10 lakh salary, right? But there has to be a reason. Like you can actually go through all these different companies, websites, and find out what is the average pay. Let's say your experience is 3 years. You are into Power BI, right? What kind of package you can actually expect, right?
That average pay is for how much years of experience?
Something like a fresher with 1 year, something like that. That's an average start point. Even if you ask me, software software engineers also, they don't have that much average.
Yeah.
Somewhere around 3 lakh, their average, right? Why software engineers are getting lesser than the Power BI developers? In what aspects Power BI developers are treated more than the software engineers? And okay, let's take a simple example. Someone who is like a fresher, completed engineering, computer science, joined a mid-scale company, right? As a Java developer or something. What is the package that person can expect?
So from normal college, they will get 3 to 4 lakh.
3 to 4 lakh, right? Okay. Similarly, data analysts, okay, someone who is good with Power BI, and that person coming from, let's say, BCom background with strong finance knowledge and able to work with Power BI, fresher package.
Around 4 to 5 lakhs.
Somewhere around, you can say 3 to 4, 4.5, maybe like that, okay? So that means even the BCom graduates are also treated like as good as a software engineer then, in terms of the package.
Yes.
If you take a normal example, right? And in few instances, the Power BI developers get more than the software engineers also. Why? Simple rule. Supply and demand. At this point in the market, you have like every year, like what, lakhs of engineers are coming out, right? But when you look at this particular skill, like how many colleges implemented Power BI? No, but every college has Java, C, Python.
Yes.
You see that engineering colleges I'm talking about.
But SQL is there.
SQL is there, yeah, SQL is there from the database development standpoint, yes, it is there. But these kind of tools, only few of the colleges are offering. Like in their academics, as part of their academics, they implemented Power BI also. So these guys definitely, because market is looking for these kind of professionals, so definitely they will get more package. It's as simple as that, right? After maybe a few years, if everyone learns Power BI, then yeah, again the same thing.
Yeah.
Like the supply will be there in the market, obviously the demand will be less.
Yes.
Right? Everywhere is the same principle. Okay, so package wise, good. And what is Power BI? And it's a self-service business intelligence tool. It has 4 very important things in it. All those things together is called one Power BI application. Power BI has Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View, and Power BI Publish. Nothing but on the service side, Power BI service, the server, you can say. Okay, what is Power Query? The first part. Power Query is our data transformation platform. As we discussed in the real time, the data may not be in the right format. To get that into the correct shape, we need to use Power Query. Usually what we all think is that in the real time, we get the best data, right? So that's the reason people also ask for, you have any real-time project experience, right? Why do they ask for the real-time project experience? Why not a classroom project experience? Why? Because in the classrooms, what we usually show is some ideal data set.
Yes.
Right? Something that is understood by the student. But the real-time experience, why they ask? The reason being, what is it you expect? You expect the well-formatted data in the real time? No. The worst and the dirtiest data, you find it in the real time only. Because you give a clear instruction to the users saying, okay, please enter ABC. Because ABC, if they enter, it comes as well-structured data and you can directly connect to your reporting tool and you can show what's happening. But the challenge is when you request the users or the team to enter ABC, you know, what is that they do? They enter CBA. You see that? Then they say that, okay, we just tried entering CBA and it accepted it. And you know that it accepts it. But only thing is that you gave them a clear instruction, because if they enter any other format, your report will fail.
Yes.
So as a data analyst, what is it you need to do? Again, looking at all those issues and you need to fix them,
Yes.
right? Otherwise, you need to request the database, the administrators or any team who can actually manipulate the data again. It will take some time, right? So we have a report level ETL tool called Power Query, because you see a lot of issues in the real-time data. We also have a good number of issues. So almost like a good 6 to 7 days we'll spend on Power Query only. I'll show you the dirtiest data sets and how to fix those issues, and then how to get them into the right shape. And once the data is ready and in the right shape, it is available, then we'll move on to Power Pivot. This is where we learn the data modeling concepts. I'll have to once again talk about the primary keys, foreign keys, and relationships, how they are created, the cardinality of the relationship, like one to many, many to one, one to one, many to many. Different things are there. We'll talk about all those things. Once the models are ready, then we'll move on to the visualizations, Power View. This is where we work with different types of visuals, slicers, slicing and dicing features. And we also implement the DAX functions there to see specific numbers on the dashboards. And finally, once the dashboards or the reports are ready, we publish them onto Power BI service. Okay, so this is where we learn how to manage those assets. Assets, nothing but your reports, dashboards, flows, and things like that. And then finally, we make it available for others with their RLS, row level security roles. Okay, so if a region manager logs in, only the region specific data will be visible. If a CEO logs in, a complete data will be visible. We'll be talking about all those things step by step. We'll spend some good amount of time on each and everything there. Okay,
Yes.
fine then. So this is all okay. I understand that 4 things are there. This is, collectively together, we call it Power BI, software, and it is a self-service data analytics tool. Then how do we develop a report? What are the components involved in this to develop a report? Okay, here we go. We use Power BI Desktop, and we'll learn how to install Power BI Desktop, and I'll show you how you can download it. It's easy process. Okay, Power BI Desktop installation and how to use it. In this, we learn how to create the reports. Power BI Desktop is the application that we use. And to create a report, what is it we need? We need the data. So the data may be available in different sources. It could be a cloud-based server, or maybe a on-premises server, or an Excel sheet, or a CSV file, or a PDF, or a web page. You can get the data from the different places. You get all the data into your Power BI Desktop and create the visuals. We publish this onto Power BI service, which is a cloud version. Okay, so once you publish it there, your report will be available online. So using that online report, anyone from your company, they can log in using a mobile or a laptop or a desktop or any tab or anything. They can view the data, online data, okay? But you also have something called Power BI data gateways. Nothing but, let's say today you created a report, okay, showing yesterday's data. Let's say it's a daily report, and today morning you created a report showing yesterday's data. Tomorrow, what is it you need to show? Today's data. So every day you will be showing yesterday's data, right? So if that is the case, you don't want to manually do that. As an Excel user, what is it you do? Every day you need to open, refresh your pivots, refresh your data, refresh your calculations, and then finally send that report via email or something, right? To your managers. But you no need to do that. What is it you can do? You can set up like a periodic refresh or a scheduled refresh. Every day morning, 8 o'clock, this report needs to be refreshed by bringing in the new data set. That's it. You can say that. And there is something called, Power BI data gateways. They read the data. They can upload the data into your Power BI service reports, and all those updated reports will be visible to the users. It's like a complete automated reporting solution from Microsoft. Okay. We'll talk about all those things. How to get the data from different sources, how to install Power BI Desktop, how to develop the reports, how to create our Power BI service account, and how to make it available for others. And also we talk about the different types of gateways. We have 2 types, like one is the enterprise level gateway and the other one is a personal mode gateway. I'll show you a personal mode gateway. Why? Because we need to have a different kind of license if you want to set up an enterprise level gateway. Right. We develop the report using Power BI Desktop. To develop the report, what is needed? Any report development, what is the first step? You need to get the data. And the data can come from any source. It may be there in Excel sheet, it may be there in CSV, it may be there in PDF, or it may be there on a cloud-based server, Azure SQL Server kind of, or an on-premises server, or a folder, or a spreadsheet. It could be anywhere. And we need to use all the data, build the report, right? In order to do that, the next step, once you get all the data, we transform the data into the required shape, and then we load the data into data model. This is where we create the relationships between the tables. Once the tables are ready with the relationships, then we start writing the measures. Okay. So once the measures are ready, then whatever the measures are ready, using those measures, we create the visuals, different kind of visuals. There could be a good number of visuals like this, like you can use a pie chart, bar chart, line chart, column chart, tree map, good number of visuals. And most of the working professionals, they get confused with this one only. You have some data, you want to visualize this, but you don't know which type of visual to be chosen for this, right? So for that, we have a guide. We'll take you through this guide, and I usually discuss this guide in our Excel sessions as well.
Yes.
If you are showing some comparison for a non-cyclical data, and within, like something like over the time and non-cyclical data, you can go with a line chart or a multi-line chart or a column chart. Similarly, if you want to show a static composition, then a pie chart or a donut chart, right? Or changing over the time composition, stacked column charts or stacked area charts, and different things are there. I'll take you through this guide at the time of data visualization concepts, and there you will understand which type of visual to be chosen for that requirement, okay? So once that is done, we'll talk about roles and RLS. Very, very, very important, roles and RLS. RLS full form, row level security. So we design the different roles and we assign these row level security to those roles. Okay, we'll talk about that. And finally, we publish the report onto Power BI service so that it will be available for, it is available for all the users.
Yes.
Right? Our training also starts here, get data. Right? Initially, it may be looking very easy, getting the data from different sources and playing with it and data transformations and all. But slowly as we progress, when we get into the data modeling, working with the different tables and creating complex models and the fine tuning the data models, right? Different things, once we start talking about all those things, the subject looks slowly complex. When it comes to DAX measures, writing complex measures like what happened exactly 1 year ago, or what happened from starting of the year until today, what is my cumulative total, right? Different kind of things. When we start talking about all these things, definitely the subject looks much more complex. But if you can practice every day, no surprise, you will be able to easily learn this. Okay. But if you don't practice it, and maybe after 1 week, if you want to practice, no, everything looks very, very new again, right? So every stage, we have certain number of days, right? We'll be talking about a good number of examples, and I'll be giving you small tasks also, and you need to complete them on daily basis. Please spend about some time, right? A few, sometimes I get a question like, how much time do I need to practice every day? Right? 35 minutes, 45 seconds. Is it okay? Sounding reasonable? Yeah, 35 minutes, 45 seconds. Is everyone okay with this? Practicing every day, 35 minutes, 45 seconds. Does it make sense, or
Yes, sir.
you're doubtful? Online participants, do you think?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, 35 minutes, 45 seconds.
Much required actually.
Okay. So at the same time, everyone okay? Are you not getting any question like why 35 minutes, 45 seconds? Okay, let me tell you. You explain me a concept, okay? Let's say I'm a slow learner. Yeah, I require 2 hours to understand it. But someone who is like a very quick learner, this requires only 20 minutes, right? So some other topic, I may be able to understand that just in 5 minutes, but other person may take 50 minutes. You're getting it?
Yes.
Right. So there is no specific time frame, like, how much time do I need to practice? No, there is no answer. There is no right answer, wrong answer for this. But what I can tell you is that one thing, if you want to learn something, practice it until you get it right. That's it. No other way.
Yeah.
It may take 1 hour, 10 hours, or 100 hours. Right? But once you figure out the logic, how it is working, that is easy for you. Next time onwards, the moment you see the data set, you can even, without writing anything, you can say whether a report is possible or not. Can we do any analysis using this data or not? All those things on the fly you can answer. But for that, a lot of practice is needed. Depends on your speed of learning and your grasping power. It depends. You can't say 1 hour every day you need to practice. Few people, they may be able to, while the training is happening, they can figure out, okay, what's happening, right? And the very next minute, if I ask the question also, they can answer. Okay, they can even come up with the board, beautiful reports and all in the very next minute. You're getting the point. So every day practice is needed, but how much time? It depends on you. It may be 1 hour or 10 hours, right? But everyone needs to practice, and whatever the exercises that I give, please complete them on daily basis. Do not keep them, everything in one place and maybe after 1 week if you want to practice. No, because you can't remember those many things without practicing them, right? Yeah, the prerequisites for Power BI, I think all of you are good with these things. You have Windows operating system, you have browser, you have internet connection, and knowledge of Excel formulas and SQL is desirable. Without these things also you can learn, but only thing is that you may be finding difficulties in understanding the concepts. I'm not saying you can't learn. You can learn. Without Excel, you can learn Power BI. Without SQL also, you can learn Power BI. But you may not be finding it comfortable. Okay, like others may be answering so many questions. If I ask like, okay, I have 2 tables and I want to bring the data together into a single table. What is it we do in Excel? We look up. Perfect. So someone who completed Excel training, they understand this,
Yes.
right? How about this same concept? If I want to do it in SQL, 2 tables are there, a common key is there. I want to bring the data together. What is that we need to use? Joins we need to use. Perfect. So that means if you know that, you can easily answer this. I'm not saying someone who is directly joining this, you can't learn it, but only thing is that you will be finding little challenges where, others may be answering these questions and you may be thinking like, okay, what is this concept? Just because you are not coming from that background, you may be thinking it is little different one, okay? Fine, here we go. Knowing these 2 things is desirable.
Yeah.
But if someone directly joined it, again, my recommendation, learn Excel first. Because Power BI, great tool, no doubt. Better than Excel, no doubt. Easier than Excel, no doubt. But if you know Excel, okay? Fine. Power BI and Tableau, both of them great tools, no doubt.
Yes.
Right? But certain aspects Power BI does really well, and few aspects Tableau does really, really well. Especially one of those things is, it's like you have a size limit. As a pro user in Power BI, you can only publish up to 1 GB file. Okay, but you don't have any such kind of limit, Tableau. If it is like a large data set also, Tableau can handle, but it is really good for a mid-sized data. Okay, Power BI. But why most of the companies, they look for Power BI? Because 1 GB data set is so huge, okay?
Yes.
In this, you can do so many things, right? Not every company requires very, large data capacity, okay? And other thing is, when it comes to the licensing, Power BI, you get a pro license only around $10 per user per month. Each license costs around $10, or $9.99. But yeah, Tableau is little expensive. I think they revised this pricing, okay? But still it is more than Power BI. So that's the reason these days you are getting a lot of projects on Click to Power BI migration, Tableau to Power BI migration. And the other thing is that as we have a lot of Microsoft technologies and it is very easy to integrate also,
Yeah.
Power BI, right? That's another advantage Power BI has. But one disadvantage is there with Power BI, that it is only designed for Windows. If you are using Apple, nothing but the Mac operating system, you don't have Power BI there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you will have to have maybe a secondary operating system in your Mac, it should be the Windows, and there you can try installing it, right? So why Tableau has good market, if you look at Tableau, it's been like what, 2003 and 2025, 22 years old application. Definitely it has captured a lot of market.
Yes.
But when it comes to Power BI, it just released what, 10 years ago, and now it is like trying to capture the market. All those mid-scale, small-scale companies are also able to afford because of the pricing model, what they capped, right? Both of them are great tools, no doubt. Okay, if you ask me, because I'm dealing with Power BI, I say that Power BI is great. But the same thing, if I'm delivering a training on Tableau, I say Tableau is great. Both of them are, no doubt, absolutely. Both of them are great tools, and each tool has its own pros and cons. So the same way, right? And if you look at the Gartner's analytics, Power BI is doing really great from Microsoft. Yeah, I'll take you through all these different concepts step by step anyways, okay? But before that, I want you to just install Power BI and be ready for our tomorrow's session. Okay, so how to install and how to create a simple report, I'll show you today, right? So all of you just do this today. Go to a start button, go to the start button, and there you just search for Microsoft Store. Okay. And in that you search for Power BI Desktop. Okay. And if you already installed it, it says installed and it shows open. Okay. If not, it says get it. Click on that. That's it. Leave it for like half an hour or 40 minutes. It will be installed. Depends on your internet speed. Okay. So you need to just, yeah, do that for today. Install it and keep it ready. If you are trying to open today or tomorrow morning, okay, before the session, the very first time when you open it, it asks for registration, Power BI service account registration. Cancel that. Don't register now. I'll tell you when to register, how to register it. Okay, just open it. If it asks for any registration, cancel that. Okay. Once it is done, your Power BI desktop application will be ready in your computer, and then you can easily create any kind of a report. But before that, you also need to have some idea about the interface and all. I'll take you through, but let me show you how I can quickly create a report. Okay. I just opened a Power BI report, a blank report, and I can get the data from any data source. Okay. I'll be sharing all the material package with you. Okay. You can download that material, and you also can start creating the reports. And I just want to use this orders table. Okay, I want to analyze what's going on in the orders, right? I hope all of you have some idea about Excel reporting concepts like pivot tables, charts, slicers, right? I would like to show you one interesting thing. People, they say this, right? Hey, you create your Power BI report just in 2 minutes. Let me show you. I don't need to come from the reporting background also to do this. I have some data already loaded from Excel to Power BI. I just do a double click on the report canvas. This place is called report canvas. Okay. I just do a double click on the Q&A, what is that? Q&A visual will be enabled. I can ask different questions now because I've loaded my orders data. I have something called sales, right? I want to know what are my total sales. Then you see that. I'll ask total sales. How are my total sales? Okay, here we go. This is my total sales. You see, I'm asking a simple English question there. This is my total sales, and I'll go here. I'll just do a little bit of formatting there. We'll talk about all those things, okay? I want to know my total profit. Okay, ask total profit. Okay, here we go. This is my total profit. Same format I'll do. And I want to know my total quantity sold. Okay, total quantity. Take this. Okay, here we go. Right, I want to understand the total sales by state. There is a state column. Okay, here we go. This is your total sales by state. But I'm not happy showing this in the bar chart. I want to show it something like on a map. I'm just asking this one in English, okay? Okay, total sales by state by, on a map chart like this. Chart is ready. And I want to see total sales by category. Okay, here we go. Right? Similarly, one more question. Total sales by segment. And I want to see it in a pie chart. Just type pie. Okay, here we go. And you know the slicer in
Yes, sir.
Excel? Yeah, I take the slicer for the region. Okay, just select the region there. That's it. Now you see how I can play with this. Central region, how are the sales? East region, how are the sales? Okay. South region, how are the sales? West region, how are the sales? Or overall, how are the sales? You see that all of them are responding. Okay, if I want to know only the furniture sales, okay, select furniture. Okay, furniture sales are like this. Total is this. Okay, how about office supplies? How about technology? Okay, how about overall? You see that? See, to design something like this, it doesn't take more than 1 minute. But I know exactly what is that I am creating. So that's the reason it was kind of easy for me, right? But someone who is very new to this data set, they don't know what's happening there. What kind of columns are there, right? I can also keep a title there, simply like this, and sales analysis report. Just give a title there, sales analysis report. And increase the size. Okay, here we go. Your report is ready. You can apply, slice it. You got the point,
Yes.
right? Designing something is like very easy, but you need to have very clarity about, you need to have the clarity about what is it you are doing there. What is it you're looking for, right? Is the data available or not? All the data points are available or not, okay? So many questions will come. Is the data clean or not? Is the data quality tested or not, right? N number of things you need to, right? Designing a dashboard is actually easy. But before that, whatever the data transformation and the cleanup activity that we do and building the models with multiple tables, finding out the keys, that's where we need to spend some time. You got the point? So do one thing, all of you just download Power BI desktop, and it takes about, as I said, a half an hour to 45 minutes, depends, maybe or 20 minutes also it may be done, depends on your internet speed. Just go to Microsoft Store, search for Power BI desktop. I'm repeating this again because you have other thing is called Power BI report builder. This is for a different purpose altogether, okay? So we have Power BI desktop, you need to install this, that's it. And if you try to open and try to create any report, yeah, you can do that. But only thing is that if it asks for a registration, don't register it for now. I'll tell you when to register it. Okay. So when I start creating the reports, I'll take you through all these points. Why Power BI, right? Things like that. And what are the custom visuals available, how to download them and things, right? It's easy to create any kind of a report can be created. Okay. Any kind of a report. It's easy. Certain things are there, we need to follow them. Okay, data modeling concepts and all that. We'll talk about all those things and I'll take you through there. But let me just talk about SQL for some time. Okay, I think probably you would have understood by now, each and every job posting that I opened, along with Power BI, what are the other two things that you found there? SQL and Excel. You take any kind of a role, right? I can give my own project experience here. I completely know we developed a project. It's the very first time the client was going to this Power BI. Okay. Earlier, every report they were developing in Excel only. Okay. It's like a big hospitals group in USA. So they wanted Power BI to be implemented because the data is coming from different places and they were like unable to manage in Excel. I mean, that is true also. In Excel, you cannot have so many databases integrated into one place and that takes some time, okay, to develop the reports and all. So they requested us and we developed this entire thing like using MySQL as a database in the background, and that has the different data pipelines and they take care of gathering the data from the different ERP systems of hospitals into one data warehouse, right? And once all the data is available in one data warehouse, we connect to that data warehouse and we created, all the reports, right? And that's a last call. The project was done, every report, every metric, what they wanted, everything is there, right? We wanted to showcase like what all we developed. And we created a very powerful dashboard with multiple reports, and each and everything with clicks they were able to figure out. Like that point in time, they were handling like 12 big hospitals, okay, their data. And they were able to simply select those slicers and find out what's happening, which day, what happened, right? How the projections, how the RCM, the revenue cycle management, okay, how the day sales outstanding, DSO, and so many metrics are there in our RCM process. They were able to see everything. They were like quite happy. And everyone was so happy and they appreciated the entire team. And finally, that CEO was there, COO was there, CFO was there, everyone was there in the team meeting. Finally, that COO asked me, like, Kishore, everything looks fine, absolutely fine, whatever, everything looks fine, whatever we wanted is there. But I want to understand one thing, like everything is great, but is there any way that we can export this to Excel? You see that? Though we gave them a very powerful solution using Power BI, they are able to do almost everything what they wanted, but but still that the CEO was, asking, is there any way that we can export this to Excel? You see that? You cannot go away from Excel. Okay, Excel is there always, right? Not only that, SQL.
Yes.
Because when you want to start working with massive data sets, usually we get these things from the databases only.
Yeah.
So how to get the data from a database, be it SQL Server database, MySQL or Oracle DB2, Teradata, SAP HANA. You have so many things like that. Or Google Cloud Platform, GCP, or Google BigQuery, right? So all those things are there. So I'll take you through a couple of examples of database connectivity also. But before that, we all need to learn SQL. Because SQL is very important to design the data models. You need to understand the keys, right? Today, I want you to do something, right? Before attending tomorrow's session. I want you to find out someone who completed SQL, you all can easily answer this. The question is about a primary key. Okay, primary key. So a primary key behavior is usually unique and not null. Okay, a simple example could be employee ID. If you take employee ID, we consider that as a primary key, right? Usually everyone like, what are the two properties it needs to satisfy? One thing, it must be unique and not null, right? So similarly, I want you to find out these kind of keys, okay? These kind of keys. Once you find these things out, then I'll take you through some kind of concept. There you will understand what is a foreign key, what is a primary key, how they are different, and what is that one thing that you always need to keep in your mind if you want to say something as a primary key, right? A good number of things are there. Let's talk about that. So let us complete tomorrow and day after a little bit of data modeling concepts, especially about these primary keys, foreign keys, and the data normalization concept also. You usually hear this a lot in database development, data normalization, denormalization process, schema designs, right?
Yes.
So we'll be talking about all those things once again. Someone who completed SQL, it's more like a refresher for you. Someone who joined Power BI, you don't need to worry about it. Absolutely fine, because I'm talking about something very, very important to build the data models in Power BI, right? And it makes it look easy for you to start working with Power BI. Right? But if someone doesn't know Excel also, yes, I understand SQL, you don't know, that's fine. But if you don't know Excel also, then definitely I don't recommend this session. First of all, complete Excel. You may be thinking like Power BI developer is a job title, right? Why companies require for Excel, right? Why do companies look for Excel? Simple, whatever the proof of concepts, what we usually design, we don't directly get onto Power BI, okay? We just create some sample or a test, the proof of concept kind of a thing using Excel first. Very much similar concepts, right? And in Excel, it's very easy to design a report and, show those calculations and all. So Excel is also very much important, right? Without the Excel application, then it's not that easy to understand Power BI, right?
Yes.
I may be talking about some dimensions, some measures and all, as a as you have some idea about pivots and all in Excel, you can easily understand the same concept in Power BI. But if you don't know about Excel, then it's going to be a little challenging. I'm not saying you can't learn it, but it will be a little challenge for you, right? Yeah. Fine then. So we'll talk about the SQL concepts tomorrow. But for today, I want you to do one thing, understand what is a primary key, and each one of you post at least one primary key example in your group, right? Yeah, coming to the group, this is the batch B00712 evening Power BI batch, okay? 6:30, 8 o'clock, Monday to Friday. You are already part of the group. If you are a part of the group that is starting with T within the brackets, you are part of the temporary group, right? Talk to the front office. They will add you to the permanent group. There, the batch name starts with P as permanent. Okay, B00712. Any information related to this batch, just mention this number so that the front office can guide you. Okay. The same material will be uploaded to the Google Drive. From there, you can download it. All the material, download it and keep it there in your computer. And when you download the entire folder, it will be downloaded as zipped folder. Please make sure you extract all the files. And once you extract all the files, you can actually delete the zipped file.
Yes.
Okay, and you can keep that zipped file somewhere else, okay? Because we'll be working with only the extracted files. That is one thing. And material wise, you got some clarity, right? So this is available on Power BI, this Google Drive as Power BI material package. You can download it from there. Videos will be published, we'll try to publish on the same day. We'll, download and then we'll have to do a little bit of processing and upload to YouTube. It may take some time. Usually we try to do that on the same day, but if not, the very next day morning around 7:30, 8 o'clock, the video will be available just in case if any technical issues are and all there and it is taking some time to convert. Okay, right. So the other thing is videos come with 6 months validity. They are not lifetime. Okay, because we'll have to manage a lot of data. Okay, so every batch we generate about a good 20 GB, 30 GB data. Okay, so managing that much data is also not possible. There is a reason also. It's just not only about the data management. The other reason is we want you to learn and be ready with this tool, right, as soon as possible.
Yes.
I'm the best example. I would say this. I bought one course in on Udemy. Okay, I remember it right, 2009 sometime. I bought that course. You know what is the percentage of course that I completed so far? 15%, 1-5. Why? Because they gave me a lifetime validity, right? When there is something that is available for lifetime, the learning is also for lifetime.
Yes.
So at the age of 60 years, if you learn Power BI, it doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Right? Make sure whatever is there, try to complete it within that 1 month time. That 6 months also only for your reference purpose. That's it. Right? Every time you don't want to watch the video and do something, right? Everything should be there in your mind.
Yes.
Try to practice on daily basis, right? Digest as much as possible and try to do it on your own. Referring to the video 1 or 2 times, it's kind of okay, but lifetime we don't do that, right? So once you learn the concept, what is the point of again going back to the same video and watching it for hours together and then doing the report, right? Please practice, right? Done. So I've discussed duration of the course, the timing, batch number, and what is that you need to do to get into the permanent group. Material will be shared with you in the group. You can download it from there. Videos will be uploaded, okay, on daily basis, and you can watch them just in case if you require anything. On daily basis, I'll be giving you certain exercises and you need to complete them and share the screenshots in the group. That's how this training runs, right? Stay focused for this 1 month's time. Trust me, by end of this course, you will be able to definitely create very powerful reports using Power BI. Okay, cool. Any questions?
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
I'm using a I'm using a company's laptop. Is that possible? Like, can able to download a Power BI in it, or is there any restrictions to it?
Usually, I don't think there could be any restrictions unless your IT team intentionally locked that Microsoft Store. Then you cannot use it. So you can try one thing. You can just go to the Start menu and go to Microsoft Store and search for Power BI Desktop, and you click on install. But my recommendation for you, just have a word with your IT team. Because most of the companies, it is okay to download from Microsoft Store because everything is like a certified software from there. But your IT team may have a few restrictions, right? It will be
Okay.
done, but after that, you'll get a mail saying that, okay, I've downloaded up, an outside software into a company laptop. Please give an explanation or something like that. So it is recommended to have a word with them first and tell that you are downloading something from the Microsoft Store, which is Power BI and which is from Microsoft, and absolutely no security issues as such. But better have a word with them.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Any other? Okay. So cool then. So let's catch up tomorrow, same time, and we'll talk about the SQL concepts. And I gave you a small task for today. Find out a couple of, or maybe one, at least each one of you. You can post it right away in the group, okay? Either in the temp group or a permanent group, find out what is that you think about a primary key. Which one is a primary key? I gave you an example already. Employee ID is a primary key, I said. Similarly, you can find out other keys also, right? Tomorrow we'll have a short discussion and then I'll take you through the SQL concepts, right? Great, then anything needed, you can reach out to the front office. I hope all of you are there in the groups. You can ask your questions there or directly you can reach out to the front office number 8686836999 that is there on the screen. You can reach out to them at this number also, at the landline also you can call. Have a word with them and please download and be ready. Both material and Power BI Desktop before our tomorrow's session. Great then, so thanks everyone for attending today and I'll see you all tomorrow. Yeah, you have a great evening. Thank you. Bye.